Welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Why, hey there, my fabulous listener. Welcome to episode 170 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. Thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices when it comes to podcasts, and I do appreciate you making mine one of them. If you're enjoying this podcast, then please take a screenshot of you listening and share it on your socials and tag me, because I would love to be your supporter too and cheer you on. So if you tag me, that means that we can follow each other and I can be your cheerer-honourer. Even if that's not a word, I can be your cheerer-honourer. Of course, don't forget the show notes for this podcast can be found at all the W's, socialmediaandmarketing.com.au/170. If you're listening to this in real time, it's Christmas Eve. Yes, that is a thing. Christmas Eve. It's December 23, and for most service-based businesses, we are now completely shut down. And for most bricks and mortar retailers, it's about to turn ugly. December 24 was always the biggest day of the year for us. Oh my God, it was huge. My staff and my bestie business partner, we would literally stand at the front door before we opened it, and we would pray for patient customers and for patience for ourselves. By the time Christmas Day comes around, if you're in retail, you are on full exhaustion mode. You have literally been run off your feet for weeks and weeks, and yesterday, being Christmas Eve, was probably the most outstanding profit-wise and the most complete and utter feet-hurting time, smile-whining day of the year. Oh my God, massive love to all my bricks and mortar listeners. I feel you, I understand you, and you have done an amazing job. Please look after your feet. Maybe have a foot spa, or get your husband or your partner or your daughter or your son to give you a foot rub. But whether you're bricks and clicks or service-based, here are 3 tips to ensure your business is still serving your customers long after your door is shut, for however long it's shut for, or of course if you're in retail, that you're still servicing your clients even though you are completely run off your feet. Then my first tip is to do your out-of-office automatic responders. Are they turned on? So if someone emails you, DMs you on Instagram, or sends you a message over Messenger on Facebook, do they receive a message? And does it let them know that you aren't available at the moment and when they can expect to hear from you? And perhaps in some cases, in a case of emergency, how they can get in contact with you. Now, if you think, what emergency? No emergency could possibly happen to me. I've either seen or been involved in doors to offices and buildings being left unlocked with no one to contact to let them know that their door is open for the world to walk in. I've seen websites go down and get hacked, as I've seen social media accounts do that as well over this busy season, and no response from the owner, which, the person who is trying to deal with it is very frustrating. And I've also seen some unusual banking behaviour that needed someone's attention, but the owner was awfully hard to find. So emergencies do happen in all sorts of ways, so make sure that someone knows how to get in contact with you in case of an emergency. So have a in case of emergency strategy. Maybe it's just as easy as making sure that you check your DMs or you check your emails, or that you look at that ping that says urgent, attention needed, even if it's just for 30 seconds, or maybe not 5 seconds, let's say. And with your out of office message, have a little bit of fun with it. Don't be boring. Show some personality. If you've learnt one thing from listening to this podcast, I hope it has been around the importance of human to human marketing and the importance of showing up for your audience. So as a bit of an example, like it or don't like it. That's okay. This is me. You do you. Here's my out of office responder for 2020. Hey there. Thanks for your message. Jen is away from her desk and she's on a little well-deserved Christmas break, possibly sitting by the pool or more likely watching reruns of Friends on Netflix under the cooler. While she's busy, she's asked me, her trusted personal email bot, to step in and make sure you're taken care of while she's away. Because Jen might be terrible at choosing a new Netflix obsession, but she is devoted to making her clients happy. So you can bet your bag of fairy floss she'll respond to your awesome message when she returns to the office on Monday, 10th of January. In the meantime, why not stalk her in her community at the Like-Minded Business Owners Facebook group and get the scoop of the latest goss and guidance, or go and follow her on Instagram at JenDonovan_. In love and living your best life, Jen's email bot. So that was my automatic responder. See, have some fun with it. Make people have a bit of a giggle and a bit of a smile as they read the message that comes back to them. I use different versions of that for Facebook and Instagram and my emails. But you do you. But make sure you show a little bit of personality and make sure it's set up. Number 2, my second tip for you is make sure you've updated your business hours on your Google My Business account and your Facebook business account, and maybe even post your business hours on your socials if you think that's required. Don't leave people hanging to see you or hear from you when they simply don't know that you aren't available. Let them know all the places, in all the places that you can, that, what you're doing, that you're off work from X to X and you'll get back to them. And in case of emergency, please, blah. This is what someone who creates a community does. They let their community know where their fearless leader has gone for a couple of weeks or a couple of days. My third tip for you is to send out an email to your loyal email subscribers, the ones on your list, and let them know also what's going on. These people are your people. Send them a Christmas, end of year, New Year, whatever it is for you. Send them some love and tell them when you'll be back and how they can contact you if there is anything urgent. Send them an email when you get back as well and let them know you're back on board and you're here for them. One of the best emails that I send out about every quarter or so is based on the principle of 7 powerful words. So it's a 7 powerful word. Basically, it's a 7-word email, and it says something like, hey, insert their name. How are you? How's business? Nothing more, nothing less, just 7 words. Hey, Jen, how are you? How's business? I hope these tips have helped. This is a really short, sharp episode because it's Christmas Eve and I want to go on holidays too. If you're already on holidays and maybe some of these tips you haven't set up, then quickly slip back into your DMs and into your socials or your emails and set these up and make sure that your clients know who you are, or not who you are, where you are, and when you will be back. If you're building a community, you need to let your community know what you're up to. Of course, don't forget about my workshops that I mentioned last week on the podcast that are coming up in January. I have a planning day on Monday, the 17th of January. You can find that information at bit.ly/virtual planning day 2022. And we have a content planning day. So to get 90 days of content done and dusted, that will be on Thursday, the 20th of January. You can find that at bit.ly/content planning 2022. And of course, don't forget the first 5 people that sign up also get a 30-minute strategy session with me to go through your goals and your content and make sure it's all schmick for 2022. And that, of course, is valued over $210. But for now, Merry Christmas. Have the most wonderful, safe, and joyous time with your friends and your family. And if Christmas is a hard time for you, I'm sending you extra loads of love and joy. Make the best of the day, your best, no one else's, you do you. But have a fantastic time, have a fantastic break, however short or however long it is. Big Christmas love, peeps. And remember, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
No time like the present. Tell like I feel it. Let's say it proudly true and let us see you for the star that you are. No point in dreaming small.
I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land, the Yorta Yorta people, on which I record this podcast and conduct my business today, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I extend this respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today as well.